Welcome to another episode of Philosophy of Religion. Before we proceed, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. In today's episode, we'll explore the question, can God exist without Satan? Let's dive in. The existence of God and the existence of evil. These two concepts have been intertwined for centuries. Throughout history, humanity has grappled with the profound implications of these ideas, seeking answers in sacred texts, philosophical treatises, and personal reflection. The struggle to understand the coexistence of a benevolent deity and the presence of malevolence in the world is timeless. This query doesn't just add another layer to the discussion of God's existence. It fundamentally challenges our understanding of the divine and the nature of evil. This question delves into the very nature of God, the problem of evil, and the complexities of free will. It forces us to consider whether the existence of evil is a necessary counterpart to the existence of good. This question challenges our understanding of good and evil, forcing us to confront the uncomfortable possibility that these seemingly opposing forces are interdependent. One question continues to surface, a question that probes the very essence of faith and reason. Can God exist without Satan? This inquiry is not merely an academic exercise. It touches the core of our beliefs and the way we perceive the universe. It challenges us to consider the nature of divinity and the role of evil in our lives. Is the existence of Satan necessary to define the goodness of God, or can the concept of an all-powerful, all-loving deity stand alone without the counterbalance of evil? It's a question that has no easy answer. Theologians, philosophers, and scholars have pondered this dilemma for centuries, each offering different perspectives and interpretations. Some argue that evil is a necessary counterpart to good, providing a contrast that allows us to appreciate the divine. Others believe that evil is a human construct, a manifestation of our free will and moral choices. The complexity of this question reflects the complexity of the human condition itself. It's a question that demands we explore the depths of theology, philosophy, and the human experience. To truly understand the relationship between God and Satan, we must delve into ancient scriptures, examine the writings of great thinkers, and reflect on our own experiences and beliefs. This journey is not just an intellectual pursuit. It is a deeply personal exploration of our values, our fears, and our hopes. This question forces us to confront the nature of good and evil. Are these forces external entities battling for dominance, or are they intrinsic aspects of the human soul? The duality of good and evil is a theme that resonates across cultures and religions, symbolizing the eternal struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos. By examining this duality, we gain insight into the moral fabric of our world and the choices that define our lives. Is evil an independent force, embodied in a figure like Satan, eternally battling against good? This personification of evil has been a powerful symbol throughout history, representing the ultimate adversary of righteousness. Yet, some argue that evil is not a separate entity, but rather a consequence of the absence of good. This perspective suggests that evil is a void, a darkness that emerges when the light of goodness is extinguished. Or is it an absence of good, a void that exists only in the shadow of God's light? This idea challenges us to rethink our understanding of morality and the divine. If evil is merely the absence of good, then the presence of God should theoretically eliminate all evil. However, the reality of our world, with its suffering and injustice, complicates this notion. It raises questions about the nature of divine intervention, and the limits of human understanding. Our journey begins with a single question. But as we embark on this exploration, we find that the path is far from straightforward. It is a journey that requires us to navigate through complex theological doctrines, philosophical arguments, and personal reflections. Each step we take brings us closer to understanding, yet also reveals new layers of complexity and mystery. But the path it illuminates is winding and complex. The search for answers leads us through a labyrinth of ideas and beliefs, each offering a different perspective on the nature of good and evil. Along the way, we encounter moments of clarity and confusion, insights and doubts. This journey is not just about finding answers. It is about embracing the process of questioning and seeking. It's a path that leads us through theological doctrines and philosophical arguments. We examine the teachings of various religions, the insights of great philosophers, and the reflections of mystics and sages. Each perspective adds a piece to the puzzle, helping us to build a more comprehensive understanding of the divine and the nature of evil. It forces us to confront the reality of suffering and the limits of human understanding. The existence of evil and suffering in the world is a profound challenge to our faith and our sense of justice. It compels us to ask difficult questions about the nature of God, the purpose of life, and the meaning of our struggles. Through this confrontation, we gain a deeper appreciation of the complexities of existence and the resilience of the human spirit. And ultimately, it leads us to question the very nature of our own existence. As we explore the relationship between God and Satan, good and evil, we are also exploring our own place in the universe. This journey is a quest for meaning, a search for understanding that transcends the boundaries of religion and philosophy. It is a journey that invites us to look within ourselves and to seek the divine in the world around us. It should be noted that in this debate, the concept of good and evil represents God and Satan. In other words, the question of whether God can exist without Satan is equivalent to asking whether good can exist without evil. Many religions, particularly the Abrahamic religions, have a distinct adversary to God, Satan. In these faiths, Satan is often portrayed as a fallen angel, a being of immense power, who rebelled against God and was cast out of heaven. Christianity, for example, presents Satan as a tempter, a deceiver who seeks to lead humanity astray from God's path. He is the embodiment of evil, the source of temptation and sin. Islam too recognizes a figure known as Shaitan or Iblis, a jinn who disobeyed God and now seeks to corrupt humanity. The narrative of the Abrahamic religion's belief about God and Satan leads us to challenge their belief in God as a loving God. How can a loving God permit the existence of pain, suffering, and injustice, evil, Satan, in the world? Even though some theologians and philosophers argue that evil is a necessary consequence of free will, the ability of God in His desire to create beings capable of love and genuine relationships granted humanity the freedom to choose. This freedom comes with the possibility of choosing evil. The concept of free will leads us to question the omniscient and omnipotent power of God. If God, as all-knowing, knows everything before it happens, omniscient, and has unlimited power, omnipotent, that means God knew beforehand that one of His creations, Satan, would rebel against Him, and Satan's actions would bring suffering to humans. Through free will, knowing again that humans would choose evil at some point. Why did God create Satan in the first place, if not for God's existence? Beyond the realm of religious doctrine, philosophers have grappled with the concepts of good and evil for centuries. These age-old debates have shaped our understanding of morality, ethics, and the human condition itself. One school of thought, dualism, proposes that good and evil are two fundamental and opposing forces in the universe, locked in an eternal struggle. This idea is often symbolized by the yin-yang, representing the balance and tension between these two forces. Dualistic philosophies often view evil as an independent entity, existing outside of and in opposition to God. This notion suggests that evil has its own essence and power, separate from the divine. Considering these arguments and acknowledging the scriptural accounts of Satan's role in Islamic scripture, Quran 7:11-18, 15:28-43, and Christian teachings, Luke 4:1-13, Revelation 12:7-9. I believe that for God's existence to be recognized, Satan must exist as a contrasting force, and for good to be recognized, evil must exist as a parallel entity. However, this submission appears to contradict certain teachings within the Abrahamic religions, such as the Quran's emphasis on God's omnipotence, Quran 18:39-40, and the Bible's depiction of God's ultimate triumph over evil, Revelation 20:10. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning.